Hello and welcome to Stellar Blade, a game that is basically Sekiro, has hard characters, and is basically Neo Automata Light. However, unlike Neo Automata, the majority of your enemies are essentially body horror monsters. From monsters with tentacles for heads to monsters with chainsaws for heads. And since it's a modern game, there are a lot of collectibles ranging from very cute and hot outfits to soda cans. Yes, soda cans are a literal collectible. You get awards for them depending on how many soda cans you actually collect. As for gameplay, well, if you've ever played Sekiro, you're in luck because it's basically like that. And while I admittedly never touched Sekiro at all, I have seen people play it, and yeah, there are some similarities, especially with how the parry works. Because you're gonna need to parry a lot and be very good at it, which sometimes I'm not really even that. There's also some special abilities and some combos, some of which you'll only use more than once, others you barely use. Now, what about the story? Remember when I said that it's Neo Automata Light? Well, I'm not really kidding, since the director said that, well, Neo Automata was the inspiration. You get to play as Eve, a robot girl sent by something called the Mother Sphere, which we never see for the majority of the game, in order to save the world. Unfortunately, everything goes wrong and you're the only survivor. For how the game starts off, I already showcased it since the demo is basically the beginning part of the game. So when we opened up, after playing the demo, we fight the same boss from the demo. Okay. Thankfully, since we've already fought it, it shouldn't be that hard. So from what I remember, we're hunting an Alpha Natiba, which is essentially the much stronger variants of these things. Which I should have immediately prefaced and say that these are the Natibas. More about these things later. So on a hunt, we, well, find a capsule, which is exactly the same thing that we entered Earth with, and the Alpha Natiba. So if you haven't figured out how to play the game yet, well, you'd be screwed. But if you at least manage to figure it out, then you shouldn't be too hard. And you get a new companion, which is Lily, who is just kind of adorable, and a mechanic. Once that's done, our other companion and the guy who saved us from the other Natiba, Adam, takes us to Zion, our hub city for the majority of the game, where we'll also meet Oracle, who is going to be the guy who points us where we need to go for, well, the entire game. And for our next mission, we kinda have to stop hunting Alpha Natibas for a bit and look for hypercells, electric energy MacGuffins that basically charge Zion. And the next one we have to find is in a place called Altesse Lavoir, located in the wastelands, directly outside of Zion, filled with mostly Natibas and bots.
I see a drone over there.
Many side quests later, and we managed to make it to Altesse Lavoir, where we have to fight this chick, who, well, basically helps us to master the art of parrying. So you better learn how to parry, because I still freaking don't know how to parry well. Once you clear that, we enter Altesse Lavoir and enter Resident Evil, I guess, with Resident Evil-esque jumpscares. That and this tumor thing. Also, for the vast majority of this area, we only use a gun. And if it weren't for Lily, we wouldn't even have this gun. So thanks, Lily. After a nice victory, we get both a hypercell and some lore and plot,
Discovered an astonishing fact while searching through the data.
which will surely be,
Final.
who my canyons actually will be important later on. So once we've done all that, now it's back to the Alpha Hunt. That Alpha Hunt leads us to a subway system with tentacle monsters. Thankfully, they're not that kind of tentacle monsters. They're the kind that basically take over corpses and, well, turn them on us to kill us. It's also where we get to meet this thing again. From the demo. Which, if you haven't been playing the demo non-stop by this point, should be hard. But if you have been playing the demo, specifically the boss fight of the demo, then he should be no problem. Swimming, 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 finding a lost hideaway, and then we finally meet the boss, who's Taki? Yeah, so remember this chick from the demo of the game? Then you remember that she was kinda killed, but apparently she isn't. She also comes with her own one-winged angel mode. So basically she could become Sephiroth. Light. After a really cool fight, we win and we basically have to kill Taki. After we saw her nearly die. Boy, Eve is going to have a lot of trauma after this. So with a heavy heart, we take the Alpha Core from our mentor? Friend? I'm just gonna say mentor. And return to Zion to relay the news to Oracle. Where our next mission is to get yet another hypercell from a Beslevoir. That location just happens to be the exact same region where we found the, well, Alpha Core. More side quests later, do the exact same thing in order to get into Beslevoir. And we enter into yet another Resident Evil area. Thankfully, it's actually different from the previous one we went to. Unfortunately, the boss is actually the exact same thing, but fortunately, it just makes it a bit easier for us. There, we unearth a terrible secret.
Andro Eidos declared themselves the new human race. And the surviving humans, the real humans, they evacuated to an underground facility. During this time, the surviving humans evolved in order to gain the strength to face the androids. The result of genetic engineering and rapid evolution. Beings that have lost everything. Everything but brute strength and survival instinct. That's what they've become. Monsters. The monsters that we're fighting are the Naytibas.
And here's the Nier Automata part. Essentially, the, well, story is way dark. Where the characters question whether or not they truly are humans, and, well, if what they're doing is actually the right thing to do. As well as hinting at the fact that Mother Sphere may not actually be a good thing, and that is actually the bad guy. Returning one more hypercell, we move on to the last area of the game.
I'm picking up Alpha Naytiba signals at the very end of it.
But before that, if your bond with Lily is high enough, you go on a little, well, filler quest, which is actually not filler, for reasons later explained. But basically, you go to an old workshop where you basically get a data chip about hacking from, well, this chick. And then we move on to our actual destination, the space elevator, which goes into space. But then Adam decides to leave straight to Zion because apparently something's happening over there, which we'll find out, well, after we find the Alpha Core here. So with just Eve and Lily, we cut our way through the T-Buzz, trying to sprint through the most bullshit part of the game, which basically involves trying to avoid artillery fire that can't seem to decide whether or not it wants to be fair or just want to screw you over just to see how mad you get. Then finally ascend the space elevator all the way to the top, where we meet a main girl, robot thing, that gets crushed, and then head all the way straight to the top and fight the Alpha there, who turns out to not be the Alpha.
No call.
Only it's, well, minion. And the Alpha is the entire station itself.
The real Alpha.
Well, that's a neat twist. So how do we kill it? Probably the coolest way ever. By blasting it with a railgun through the eyes. So we win, but couldn't get the Alpha Core and are sent straight plummeting back to the Earth. Thankfully, we get this mech suit in order to help us ascend easier, and slower, and safer. All that done, we head back to Zion, and it is on fire. Why? Well, remember the Natiba that basically killed Taki? Well, it's back, and for some reason, wants to torture us. With some well-deserved payback. We find out that it's... Well... Remember the lore videos featuring this chick, Raven, who had been telling us about her journey after descending to Earth? Well, it turns out she was this Natiba.
Raven?
And she escapes. We reunite with Oracle, only to discover that he's actually an Alpha Natiba. And, with only 2 pieces, and one of them we inadvertently miss, thanks to the fact that it's, well, in space, Oracle gave us his Alpha Core. And all of them combined gave us a key MacGuffin in order to find the Elder Natiba. After some goodbyes to the people of Zion that we helped out, we noticed that Adam was nowhere near Zion when all this mess was going on. So we head back to the wasteland, follow this path that we couldn't travel previously, to find Raven again, who was apparently working for the Elder Natiba. For reasons which we'll probably not know now. Maybe in a DLC somewhere. And we fight her. Wait for her to kick our ass a few times. And, rather than kill her, we just cripple her. Don't know if that is better or worse for whoever's involved. Oh, also before this, Lily puts on the exact same mech suit that we wore in order to safely get down to Earth, because she doesn't want to be left out.
I just want to help in any way I can.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
We might encounter the Elder.
Entering this, well, rather beautiful cave, we eventually reunite with Adam, who turns out to be the Elder Natiba. And he gives us a choice. Either kill him or join him. Literally. And I might have kind of spoiled myself on this and found out that rejecting Adam is kind of a bad ending or something. So I decided to join hands with him, which is the good ending. By doing so, we fuse him because doing so basically makes him into a whole new human being, I think. And we become a new Eve with the,
It's hard to describe.
well, noticeably kind of bigger boobs, which I'm not complaining.
I didn't know.
And we all live happily. Uh-oh.
Sensing strong Natiba signals nearby.
So yeah, that suit that Mother Sphere sent is also a killing machine sent to kill us if we ever do this, apparently. So we have to fight it. And Lily, unfortunately.
Someone sent from the colony. Watch out!
Said robot just kicks our butt all the time. we slowly whittle its health down and... Well, remember when we went to Lily's workshop just to pick up something?
This contains
Well, as it turns out, the little memory chip that featured the little hacking system managed to help Lily, well, hack into it and escape, saving her life. Which could only happen if you have max affinity,
somewhere I'd like to visit before.
meaning that we may end up killing her if that wasn't the case.
Where?
But that isn't the case. We go on, well,
Now, there's nothing stopping us.
full one-winged angel mode, literally, and beat its butt. And it literally can't do anything to stop us. So with the evil robot smash, we escape and
A starry night.
run into Mother Sphere,
She would embrace me. I cannot say.
who apparently had a plan in the off chance we fuse with Adam. It's to send a freaking army to kill us. She just didn't think of one thing.
So this is your plan.
We're now way stronger than any of them.
Play my part. Now, come, my comrades.
And we don't have a health bar. So we return to Zion with the last Hyper Cell in a happy ending that is sure to guarantee a sequel. Or maybe some extra DLC. So regardless of how you think about this game, it is still fun. Very beautiful, and I loved every minute of it. Minus this part. Not bad for a game studio that is only known for making gacha games. So whatever games they have planned down the road, I can't wait to try it out. And the future of Stellar Blade is looking bright. And since they already said that there's going to be DLC, I can't wait to see what the DLC entails. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna play the game all over again in New Game Plus. So see ya!